What's up everyone? Today I'm at Cultivate Climbing. This is their river location and it's located in the River Arts District of Asheville. I haven't been super consistent with my climbing, but when I climb I usually go to the River, which is just south of Asheville. I decided to give Cultivate Climbing a shot today as it is a bit of a shorter drive for me and the day pass is $20 as opposed to the River's $25. The first thing I noticed is that it's a bit smaller than the River. I felt like there were less problems to try and the grids felt slightly harder. Last time I was at the River, I was able to do all the V0s without issue and I could do about half of the V1s. At Cultivate, I believe I was only able to do one of the V1s. This blue, I couldn't tell if it was considered a V0 or V1, but I felt like it was the easiest one there, so I'm guessing V0. My only struggle with this was that I grabbed the closer top hold with my right hand, and then had to decide if I wanted to cross my arms or reach with my right more to finish this. I know in the video it looks close, but the further one did feel like a reach for my right hand. I think the general consensus of this white was that it was a V1. Overall, I like this one. It had some really nice holds. My only personal issue that I had with this one was that when I was about 2 holds from the top, my fear of heights kicked in, and when that happens, my legs start shaking really bad, which, as you can imagine, is not helpful for climbing. But hopefully next time I go to the gym, I'll be able to work on that a little bit. This pink was a V1. I like the beginning of this one as well. I just got to a point that the reach was too far for me. By reviewing the clips though, I can see that I need to pay more attention to my feet while climbing, especially paying attention to where there are higher footholds that I could be using. So I did end up using that foothold here. If I remember correctly, it just didn't feel very secure to me, which again goes back to needing to work on footwork. This white was a V1, and when I looked at it, I thought it was going to be easy. The holds are really nice, but I underestimated how much energy it would take to get from one hold up to the next, and how tired I already was at this point. I think if I had thought this through a bit better, I probably would have rested longer and tried again. Based on my first attempt, I think if I had rested enough, I probably could have gotten it eventually. The green is still being voted on, but most people seem to think it's a V0. It's entirely possible I'm just weaker than I thought, but I disagree. I'd probably say it's a V1 in my opinion. It's not very technically difficult, but it requires a fair bit of core strength to be able to start. I also wasn't entirely sure where I was supposed to put my feet to start. I initially tried the holds that were on the underside, but had a very difficult time keeping my feet up as the holds felt rather slick. I also tried just kind of smearing them against the wall, which didn't seem to work much better. What felt easiest was using the black triangle at the bottom, which I originally thought was a volume and therefore fair game. But after looking at the wall for a minute, it looked more to me like it was intended as part of the black problem in the same area. If anyone knows if that black triangle was meant as a volume or as a hold for the black problem, please let me know down in the comments. By this point, I had decided there weren't a ton of problems that I was actually capable of doing, So I decided just to play around for a bit, try out some holds that I thought looked nice or interesting. Cultivate Climbing does have a bouldering section upstairs and down, a moonboard, kilter board, and treadwall. Unfortunately, the treadwall was not working today, as that's something I would have really liked to try. There's also an outdoor bouldering area, though I don't know if it's open in the winter, as well as autobelays, lead, and top rope sections. Cultivate Climbing also apparently has a gym dog. This is Gunther, but everyone calls him Buddy. I'm not entirely certain of the grades of everything I tried today. I think it was mostly V0s and V1s, but some problems were new, and the grades were still being voted on. I had done a middle part of this problem playing around, so I decided to try it from the beginning to see if I could do it. I believe this was still being voted on as well, but it seems like most people thought this was a V1. The handholds were really nice. I just struggled with keeping my feet on the wall for the first few moves. These footholds also felt slick to me. I did struggle for a minute with the next handhold essentially being behind my head, but luckily I was able to get it again. I think if I were to go back in a few days, I would eventually be able to get this, but at this point my arms were too tired and it just wasn't going to happen today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to be always adventuring.